Hey y'all, Cinema Freak here.
Hi, my name is Vino.
Yeah, he's also called Just Venom. That's how I refer to it as.
Okay.
Okay, Cobra Kai season
Cobra
3.
Cock season 3
is
just came out
Yeah,
on New Year's Eve. Well,
the day
on
after.
January 1st, but
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
And okay, it's a great show to begin with.
Well, it's not Sabrina, so automatically it's a great show.
I didn't watch it until recently, but God, it was way better than I ever could have hoped for. Season 1 was just a great continuation of the Karate Kid series. And, I don't know, it was quite simple and straightforward, but I'd say Season 2 gets a lot better. Now, for Season 1, the main idea is that Johnny Lawrence kind of opens back up Cobra Kai to teach Miguel a new student, while that kind of sparks another rivalry, or a new rivalry, with Daniel LaRusso, who trains another student to then, form a whole full-on rivalry with students on each side, and that's the basic premise. And yeah, it was a solid start to the series. I especially like the ending and how it kind of shows that even though Johnny won at the end, he still didn't really win because he realized that he did more bad than good with what he's done. And he's got to fix it, which kind of led to the rest of the show. What's your thoughts?
Well, season 1 is a nice character examination of Johnny Lawrence. What happened to him after he lost the karate tournament? Sure, it doesn't go deep into what happened, but we get some nods to his backstory and what happened after then. And, when he meets Miguel, that's when the series starts to get really good. And when Robbie joins Miyagi-Do, it's kind of impactful to the story.
Now, season 2 is it really was a bit different because it shows that Johnny's trying to take his students in a different direction because the students are kind of assholes now. And Daniel's kind of sparking Miyagi-Do is growing and he's getting more students. And something that's kind of interesting that I've noticed is that Johnny is teaching his students for the right reason, but the wrong way. But Daniel is teaching his students for the wrong reason, but the right way. So it kind of shows that they're both flawed, but also have their strengths. And both of their goals is to just kind of show how to do it right. And part of their problem is that they don't know that the other actually has some valid points, which, season 3 kind of addresses that. But for this season, they're still against each other, and it focuses a lot more on the teenage characters and the drama. There's love triangles, all that garbage, but it's kind of good garbage because, it's more resonant to the past in the 80s and not cringy garbage now. And, yeah, I like in the final episode with, the high school battle, it was amazing. And it gets really dumb there, but, if from, any of the sequels to The Karate Kid, this has always been a really cheesy universe, so things don't always make sense. And it had kind of a depressing ending and kind of a negative note to leave on. Just why we're really excited for this season.
Right, but these are my thoughts. So I'm a dumbass, and I forgot to mention this in the season 1 section, but I'm going to mention it now. Daniel at first was an asshole, and now he's my favorite character. Especially in season 2, Daniel really grows as a character.
Yeah.
And then, him and his boyfriend Johnny, get along together. And then Miguel turns into, an asshole, while Robbie turns into, a good guy. And then the whole relationship with, Sam and Tori, that was really good. When Miguel did the Gwen Stacy challenge at the end of season 2, it was actually kind of depressing because, Sam kind of regrets being an asshole towards Miguel, even though Miguel was being one towards Sam. And Robbie runs away, becoming a criminal, and Tori is just Tori. So anyway, let's talk about season 3. Yay!
Okay, so this season, yeah, definitely taking a new approach. It starts off a little darker with Miguel in the hospital, Robbie on the run, and Johnny just kind of the drunken human he was at the beginning of the show.
Oh my
so
god.
Things aren't at a good state.
Oh my god.
What?
We actually forgot to mention him. the main villain.
Oh yes. Okay,
Well, I
Kreese
think
took
this-
over the dojo at the end of
John
season 2.
Kreese.
John Kreese, wow.
Well, he came back in like the end of season 1, and then he came and took the dojo and came all over the students.
It made
in
us
season
think
2.
that he could be redeemed, but he couldn't.
No, it's a line.
He really is the prime villain of this whole show. I mean,
he can't be redeemed.
this whole universe, like, God, he really was he's like the Palpatine of this universe. I said before.
Except he's Palpatine, but with an actual character.
Okay, yeah, we'll
Good
get to the
motivations.
comparisons to Star Wars in a bit.
Season 3. What I hate so far. I'm just gonna start off first. I sort of hate that Robbie is kind of reduced to a bad boy again, and how he joins Cobra Cock, and he's automatically like reduced to like his season 1 counterpart. It's kind of sad considering all the development he's been through.
Yeah, I see. The problem is like people apparently just didn't like Robbie in season 2. Like they think he just doesn't work as a hero. Like a lot of people think he's like the least interesting character. So apparently
But they also hate Sam, so they're wrong.
Yeah, but people love Miguel instead, even though in season 2 he was like quite an asshole. So
What do you think about Tori?
oh yeah, Tori is the absolute worst. Like actually, just completely terrible. And she tries to justify her methods, like she like trying to support her family, but everything she does in this season is like super insane. She's trying to kill someone. Yeah, I mean she's trying to kill Sam just because she kissed Miguel, and like
I'm
really,
surprised like she hasn't gotten the same statement as Robbie did, because like sure Robbie made Miguel do the Gwen Stacy challenge, but like Tori freaking got her Wolverine claws and she almost stabbed a bitch.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because it seems like Robbie is the only character who really got consequences for his actions, because he actually like went to juvie, but everybody else who was involved in that fight, they just get off scot-free. But Miguel is no longer an asshole and is once again one of my favorite characters.
With Sam, and that's actually really good, because I'm glad.
Because like I was really disappointed in season 1 to see them break up, but then I kind of got over it when she was with Robbie, and I'm like, okay, but then they broke up again. But now I'm officially okay with Sam and Miguel. They're a good couple.
Yeah,
and I can finally understand why people think so.
Major character comes back.
Yeah, Allie's back.
Yeah,
amazing.
I totally forgot who she is. Let's remind the audience and me.
Okay, she was like from the original Karate Kid.
So is it the same actress?
Yep. Okay, just to remind you, I'm pretty sure like literally every character from like any of the movies who come back on this show are like always the same actor. I haven't seen Karate 2 or 3, but
neither did I.
Yeah, but apparently in the second movie he visited where was it again?
Japan.
And he has a new girlfriend, and
they make out and they break up at the end of the movie.
And there's this insane villain named Chosen who tries to kill her. So I just kind of like how they took this cheesy villain from the second movie and actually made him into like an interesting character who ends up helping Johnny, and kind of shows that characters who were once evil aren't always evil.
So Johnny and Ollie meet up and they end up going to this little old people party thing, and they're meeting up with everyone, and then we see Daniel right there talking to Allie, and Johnny walks into their conversation. Now in the next episode is actually a really good parallel to the end of the I don't know which episode this is, but like we see Daniel's perspective, and then boom, we cut back to Johnny. And then the episode starts, and they bond together, and this starts Johnny and Daniel's bond.
Yeah, because you think it's gonna be a rivalry, but basically this is when Johnny kind of learns to just let go. Because like,
live and let die.
Because in the episode when he meets Allie again, you kind of think, oh heck, are they gonna hook up? Like, no, he's banging Miguel's mom. We can't bring this into it. But what I like about the final episode and how Johnny gets closure with Allie is that it shows that although they aren't really a thing anymore, he kind of
has feelings for her, but he respects her as a friend now.
Yeah, because he knows that he did terrible things to her, and it's nice to say
and
sorry and that she forgives him. And so it's not necessarily anything romantic because, yeah, he's with someone else now, but for his like first ever love, it's great to just finally kind of see a proper conclusion. Okay, final episode, the Christmas party. So Eagle Fang shows up to Miyagi-Do at Daniel's house, and they try to get along to fight Cobra Kai. Yeah, but then Cobra Kai just breaks into the house by throwing some dude, what's his name, through the window.
The little nerdy kid.
Someone, and yeah, the fight starts. Like, Jesus Christ.
This is... Okay, I don't know which one I prefer. The school fight or this fight. Because, like, this fight has, like, a lot of, like, one-shot takes. Because, reminder, this is a low-budget show. This isn't Sabrina.
Yeah, it's actually really good action. It's kind of filmed better than a lot of blockbuster films. Kyler is back. Got to mention that.
Yeah,
This
Kyler.
big jerk.
So, he was gone from the second season. And speaking of gone, the black girl, what's her name?
Oh yeah, Aisha.
Yeah, Aisha.
She's just completely gone from the season.
But, according to Cinema Forker right here, apparently they cut her out because, like, they don't know how to use her in the script.
Yeah, it's kind of sad because I actually did like her character. But, okay, for things that happen in the final fight, Hawk finally gets a redemption arc.
Yes.
Yes, it was so satisfying.
No longer an asshole. He's actually good character.
And the thing is that although at first I thought it was a bit rushed, I look back and I think all the seeds were planted throughout the season. It kind of shows that Hawk is definitely like observing that Kreese kind of makes no sense and that he feels guilt for breaking Dimitri's arm. And yeah, by the way, Dimitri is like way cooler this season. He's no longer like a whiny bitch.
A Tumblr user.
Yeah. He's like actually like taking things seriously, and I also do like that he's just straight up willing to forgive Hawk because, you know, that's his character. He's not gonna hold grudges like some other people. All he wanted was to have his friend back, and the moment it happens, yeah, he's willing to forgive. And so, yeah, and then they fight together, and Tori tries to once again kill Sam because she just
in her own house, by the way.
Yep. She gets no consequences whatsoever for anything.
Yep, and she doesn't get arrested, but Robbie does.
Precisely.
So anyway, here's what happens. So after all the Cobra Kai bitches leave, Daniel and Mrs. Daniel come back to the house, and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And they're like, "Oh Lord, it was Cobra Kai. The Cobra Kai cocked us all, but we fought back." So then Daniel, no, wasn't it Johnny or Daniel?
Yeah, so Johnny
goes to Cobra Kai to fight John Kreese. When boom, Robbie is there.
Holy hell! Okay, so this leads
the
to
motherfucker.
This leads to the biggest Star Wars comparison. Robbie is literally like Anakin Skywalker now,
but actually good.
Actually good because it makes sense for his reasons. If you actually look at everything that's happened in his life, it makes sense for why he would do this. I mean, he's basically like been forgotten by both of his
fathers.
He's basically been forgotten by both of his father figures, and his girlfriend has been taken. His mother is just an addict now who left him, and he went to juvie to get beat up.
Didn't he say like all the fathers, well, stepfathers his mother's been banging were like kind of abusive?
Exactly. He has a terrible life. And he was finally he was on a good path, but because, like, he felt betrayed, yeah, naturally it would make sense. And you have to remember that Kreese is the one person who's kind of willing to accept him for who he is. In his mind, he doesn't see Kreese as a bad person. He doesn't think he's being manipulated.
He literally fights for Kreese, leading to Johnny bitch slapping him onto the locker, and then he dies forever. And then someone comes through. We see some shoes. And who is it? It's Daniel.
Oh, I was
Daniel
so predicting
Tiger.
this would happen. Yeah, basically both Daniel and Johnny fighting against Kreese, even though it's separately, but still. They're finally on the same side for sure.
And they when they like smash John Kreese through the window, Daniel is like putting his fist up towards John Kreese, and you know who's standing beside him? Johnny fucking Lawrence.
The final scene where all the students from Miyagi-Do and Eagle Fang just showing up at Miyagi-Do, and then especially when Johnny shows up, and both he and Daniel look at each other, it was just the greatest scene. You have to admit how satisfying this is for fans of the Karate Kid. After nearly 40 years, we get to see these two rivals, these famous rivals, actually team up for sure, training new students. As what was supposed to happen, as what was destined to happen, and it was such a great ending to the season.
Now, we gotta talk about the flashbacks.
Oh yeah, so Kreese's backstory. At first, it's really cheesy, but then you gotta remember what this show is. But even still, like, seeing Vietnam scenes in a Karate Kid-esque world, it's kind of weird. But, yeah, he's got this crazy backstory where he ends up killing his captain in a snake pit by letting him go, even though he could have saved him. It's kind of insane, and because also his girlfriend was dead. It's just kind of weird watching the original Karate Kid, knowing he did all that. Like, this insane dude is teaching students, and also led to the name of Cobra Kai with the snakes, which is what I believe. And also, his friend that he saved at Vietnam, he is actually Terry Silver from Karate Kid 3. I didn't know that until after I watched the season, but yeah, apparently he is, and that's who he calls at the end of the season. So he's coming back for season 4.
Smith.
I hold my hopes out.
Okay, so here's a fun fact. Will Smith is actually one of the executive producers behind the show, which means Jaden Smith has a chance.
He has a chance. Okay, solid end to the show.
So
I just say solid end to the show.
Solid.
It's not the end. I am really looking forward to season
finale to the season, and I'm really looking forward to season 4.
Same here. I don't know if it's gonna be the last.
Now about Tori, I think she's gonna get. I think she's gonna get handcuffed and then taken straight back home.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Tori or Robbie. Like, they seem to be like this murderous couple now. That's probably what's gonna happen. They're gonna like go on full evil now.
Tori attempted to kill Sam twice, and she started arguments. Let's keep in mind, at the end of season 2, she was the one who pushed the PA person out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
She fell out of the chair, and she was the one delivering the announcement.
No consequences whatsoever. Like, everybody knows that she started that whole battle, which led to everything. Yeah, no consequences at all.
And let's not forget the whole
suspended
skate
for a
park.
bit, but she comes back.
And like the skate rink, yeah, Tori would have been fucking fired.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because there's witnesses, especially at the end of this season. Like, basically, Kreese confessed to everything he did, and like he doesn't deny anything. Like, they literally know for a fact that he sent a bunch of kids to break into a house, and they get no consequences. I mean, like, but it also just kind of depends on how you view the characters. Like, Hawk was redeemed, so we don't want him to like suffer consequences. But let's be honest, he should. And I hope season 4 does kind of dive into that, because even though he's good now, like, he still did some terrible things.
I hope they did the same thing that they did at the beginning of season 2, where they had like the Cobra Cock kids coming to Miyagi-Do, and they were having like this little rivalry, and then at the end they like made up and they fought together.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Precisely. So yeah,
Here's my wish for season 4. Johnny and Daniel stop fucking fighting and actually get along for once. Like, I know they did that at the end of season 3, but like, guys, come on, Cobra Cock.
I know they're gonna have like conflictions with each other, because the whole season's about trying to work together. That's what it's gonna be about. But I'm being honest, this is my favorite season. The show's actually gotten consistently great, and I don't know, it's just, I wasn't expecting it to just continue everything so nicely, but it has. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the future, and I would honestly rate this, I don't know, 9 out of 10.
But what about the other seasons?
Season 1, yeah, 8 out of 10. Season 2, 9 out of 10. Because it even still gets greater.
Alright, so I'd give season 1 an 8 out of 10. Season 9, I would say 10 out of 10 due to how like batshit crazy it gets, but then again, Miguel being an asshole sort of like takes some points off. So let's just give it a 9. And season 3, I would honestly say a 10 out of 10.
It
Actually,
I mean, this whole show has its problems. Like, not each season's perfect.
yeah, but like,
Just things I would have preferred, but
yeah, it's just like our minor nitpicks, and they don't really.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9.
Well, that's Cobra Kai. We gotta wait a whole year for the next
A
show.
whole ass year. One final announcement. Netflix, you better put all the Karate Kids movies back onto Netflix. Because it's stupid that you got rid of them the day Cobra Kai came onto Netflix. And you only get the 4th one.
It's not entirely shooter. I moved it months before the show was released.
I don't care.
Okay.
Put it back. Put it back.
Thank you all for watching.